My work really relates to the clouds as temporary sculptures, but also what the cultural references are, and I'm really interested in that. So there's this in-between state where cloud can mean good luck, but can also be threatening in a way. My name is Berndnaut. I'm a visual artist from the Netherlands, based in Amsterdam. So this is my first time to Australia, and I didn't know what to expect at all. I knew it was big, but I didn't expect it to be this big. We've been driving for hours on roads, so there was nothing around. It's just emptiness, skies changing, and that was quite intense. Even the first day we've been driving for 6 hours to get to the park, a little less maybe, but then we started going on the dirt roads, and we had everything. There was raindrops like this size hitting us, and there was a storm coming up, and there were rainbows and wind, and the sky turned grey and yellowish, and it was really, really intense. And yeah, you feel kind of small in this landscape. I was invited by Forum to take on a residency and respond to the landscape. So that's what we've been doing. We've been here for the whole week. Been to Gorges first. Now we're here pretty close to the coastline, to the sea. And it was quite inspiring to have these different kind of landscapes. I was looking, as here it's totally flat, there's great nothingness here. As opposite to Gorges, where it was just mountains and all kinds of colors, greens, fields. So it was really, really beautiful. So normally my practice is, I really react to spaces a lot, so I've always been working indoors, making clouds inside spaces. And since the nature is such a great part here, it's just so overtaking, I wanted to react to the landscape in a way by artificially posing some clouds to the landscape. There's a great sense of time in Gorges, and you realize that. So you're walking through this ancient landscape, and your reference towards that landscape is quite, that was quite impressive. So in Gorges we visit most of the gorges. We looked at ideal places to make a cloud, so I wanted to have something that really, the landscape is so big that I needed something narrow, some narrow gorge to reference to the size of that cloud. And I wanted to have some reflections, and there were beautiful colors of all the stones that were pressed, and red colors with the greens that were there. And the gorge I wanted was quite a steep climb. So we dragged all the stuff down. It took about an hour or so, really, and with lines and holding it together. But then we got to the bottom of the gorge and we started working from there, which was it worked pretty well actually. It worked better than I expected. I also brought a very large prism, so the idea was to impose a rainbow onto the landscape here in Australia, as it's quite dry here, and I didn't expect to see any rainbows. But it was quite hard to find materials to get the right light and the oil we needed for the prism. So we took the prism, we tested it with water, and the lights we had were not strong enough to relate to this very big landscape here. Working out here is quite a challenge. You have to bring everything. There's the heat, but also there's no power, no water. I bought a generator, dragged it all the way up here. You can only work in the mornings. During the day it's just too hot, and at night. And so you get up at 4:30, dragging all the stuff somewhere you might work, and testing things, and start working till an hour, about 10 something, and then it's just getting crazy, too hot. So we're in the southwest now, the southwest of Australia, and these last couple of days we've been working on the Lighthouse of Cape Leeuwin. It's one of the most beautiful lighthouses around here, and on the most far southwest bit of land of Australia. We're about 2,500 kilometers from where we started. So it was nice to have a difference to a very arid climate, and also to make works around the city as well, in old industrial buildings, and as a contrast having this landscape, which is again so different from where we started working. You don't feel that small comparing up north, but still it's quite impressive. These emptiness here, empty beaches. So it's a nice way of reacting to Western Australia. I think we saw some very different scapes here. It was one of my earliest ideas to get to see how we could break light at a large scale. So I wanted to put a prism in front of a lighthouse and see if we could break it. And from that point I started to working around with these prisms to diffract light at a large scale. We tried to work with a prism in Gorges Park, and that didn't work because we didn't have enough power for projecting a rainbow. And rather than taking up that prism in that lighthouse, we worked with a diffraction film that we covered the half of the lighthouse, glass tube surrounding it, so it will catch the light going round. I wanted to see if we could diffract the light of the lighthouse, take it out of its function for a short bit, and then impose a natural phenomenon onto the landscapes. And that functioned quite well. I'm quite happy with what we did. This work was really about a short moment in time, just for a couple of hours, to take over the function of that lighthouse. And well, you just have to be there at the right point at the right time, and just to see it. And all we have is this documentation, which is going to be the work which I'm going to show in the exhibition. It's a great experience for me, and I'm really happy I got invited to react to a landscape, as I haven't done this before. In the sense I work more fragmented normally, just have an idea, go for it, and not be able to have time to react to traveling around to locations and finding your way and making work around that. Not sure what I'm going to do next, but I kind of like that also, having used a lighthouse on the other side of the world, and also that it functioned really well. I'm really happy with that, and so this could be the start of a series maybe all around the world. But yeah, this landscape is just something else. I'm not sure where you can find anything like this. I haven't experienced that before. It's just harsh and beautiful, and yeah.